Alright, let's start heading home. I'll get you another Gatorade. What's that truck?
Chevrolet. As the #1 volume Chevy dealer for new and certified pre-owned vehicles in the country for 2022, they will get you into a brand new Chevy car, truck, or SUV and treat you like a winner.
There you go.
Silverado to their impressive lineup of SUVs. Sarah Wayland Chevrolet has got your back. So hit the road in a brand new Chevy from Sarah Wayland Chevrolet today, where leasing, buying, or custom ordering any new Chevy is always a great experience. That's because Sarah Wayland's family will take care of your family. With great deals and a great experience, it's a win-win with the championship team at Sarah Wayland Chevrolet. 17.5 Van Dyke and
Oh, you have one too?
Mm-hmm. Call 800-WAYLAND-1 or go to sarahwayland.com. Find new roads.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees,
I don't know, because I'm going to have to use the bottle.
tax refund up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys...
You haven't even used the bottle once today. I don't know. I was thinking. Let's see which one. Which one that we're going to punch out at.
Lockhaven?
Yeah, Lockhaven and Greer. So that way we take Greer down to Lockhaven.
Per employee, go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
When you need to know what's happening, it's time to get in the huddle.
Since we're off the rest of the week.
Yep, all next week.
All next week, too. Could be a strong possibility that I'm going to shake.
Oh, yeah.
I could go.
Listen to In the Huddle, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime is wicked awesome.
Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today. Powered by Golling Auto Group. Experience the Golling difference at Golling.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sports headlines. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio. This is 97.1. The Ticket.
Brought to you by 24 Seconds Bar and Grill. When you play well, you keep racking up the hardware. Lions returner Khalif Raymond earning an NFC Special Teams Player of the Week award for his 47-yard punt return for a touchdown in Week 15. And Raymond definitely not overlooked by his head coach, Dan Campbell.
I just gave him a game ball. He's our Iron Man. He is our Iron Man. He does everything for us. He's been in there through some of the injuries we've had. Receiver, it's just been, he's been there every day, man, for every game. Every practice, you know, he just goes.
That's now 5 Player of the Week awards for Detroit, the most since 2016, the last time they made the playoffs. Both Michigan and Michigan State hitting the hardwood this afternoon. A classic clash of Michigan versus North Carolina as they tip for the Jumpman Invitational in Charlotte. That'll be over on WWJ at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Spartans at Oakland will play their traditional matchup at the Breslin Center. Wings and Pistons in action tonight, both trying to find a way to win after a tough stretch. The Wings will start at about 7 o'clock right here on 97.1. They're at home downtown, welcoming in one of the hottest teams out there, the Lightning, who are probably looking for revenge after their home loss to Detroit earlier in the month. Ken Cal and Paul Woods will have that call at 7 o'clock. And Pistons going to Philadelphia to finish off their back-to-back on a 3-game skid. I'll be with you on the pregame show at 6:35 on Alt 98.7. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Kosh and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket.
Well, the debate can continue on Twitter, at DunGator971, where we have asked the question, fancy like the model of college recruiting, the new model of college recruiting. 63.6% right now say no, 36.4% say yes. It's evolved rapidly. I don't know if we've ever seen a sport evolve as rapidly as college football has in terms of changes to the postseason, to recruiting, to the transfer portal, to NIL, to the conference realignment. I mean, the last 5 years has been a whirlwind. And I would suspect it's going to settle down. And I think you kind of want to know what you're going to get. So it's uncomfortable for some people. But at the end of the day, it's still a great sport. I don't agree with people that say it's quote-unquote ruining college football because I'm there every Saturday. Hell, I was there yesterday for 2 bowl games. Yes, I watched. Okay, you want to do a quiz here? Today's bowl game?
Oh, you got more?
I do.
A lot of bowl games.
Yeah,
a lot of bowl games.
There's only one today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Western Kentucky plays South Alabama. Yes.
Western versus South.
Yep.
The directional bowl.
Yep. Will they play in the Reliable Carriers New Orleans Bowl, the Carrier Global Subsidiaries New Orleans Bowl, the Quality Carriers New Orleans Bowl, the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, or the Mark Carrier New Orleans Bowl?
That would be awesome. I like Mark Carrier. Former Lion. I'm going to rule that one out because I just don't think he's not that type of guy, Doug. He don't want the attention on him. Yeah, he's not Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
I'm going to go with the Reliable Carrier. That sounds like a real reputable company.
That is incorrect. So you're down to the Carrier Global Subsidiaries New Orleans Bowl, the Quality Carriers New Orleans Bowl, or the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
We'll go with Quality, Doug.
That is incorrect. You're down to the Quality Carriers New Orleans Bowl or the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
I said Quality.
I'm sorry. You're down to the Carrier Global Subsidiaries New Orleans Bowl or the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
Subsidiaries.
Subsidiaries?
Yeah.
You're going with the Carrier Global Subsidiaries New Orleans Bowl? That is incorrect.
See how I did that? Process of elimination. I did that the other way around.
Okay, you're down to the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah, that is correct. Well done. So today it's Western Kentucky and South Alabama and the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Okay, I thought this was really interesting as it pertains to the professional football team that plays its games here in Metro Detroit. CBS Sports put together a ranking of 9 NFC wildcard contenders. From 9 to 1. This is how they would rank the teams competing for the 3 open wildcard spots in the NFC. All right? So you're moving the division leaders, Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, and Buccaneers. You are moving the teams eliminated. There are 9 teams battling for a wildcard spot. At number 9, the Atlanta Falcons at 5-9. At number 8, the Carolina Panthers at 5-9. At number 7, the New Orleans Saints at 5-9. At number 6, the Washington Foot Commanders at 7-6-1. At number 5, the Green Bay Packers at 6-8. At number 4, the New York Football Giants at 7-5-1. Perhaps noticed our Lions have not been mentioned, nor have the Dallas Cowboys or the Seattle Seahawks. At number 3 of NFC wildcard contenders, at 7-7, the Seattle Seahawks. 2 teams are left. These are the best of the wildcard contenders. Detroit and Dallas. At number 2, the Detroit Lions. And here's what they write. They are legitimately a winning program right now with 7 wins in 8 weeks and the lone loss coming in a 1-score game with the Bills. Their top players are probably a touch too young to carry them to glory, and Jared Goff is still more good than great when push comes to shove. But the D is vastly improved since Dan Campbell threw a wrench in the staff. Goff's weapons out wide are deep and work every part of the field, and their 2-headed rushing attack is built to keep them fighting. Again, we might be 1 year too early on making a real run, but few teams have more tangible spirit at this point. Okay, so a couple things about that. One is the Lions, according to this list, for whatever it's worth, somebody's opinion, the second most dangerous of the wild card contenders. What is the ceiling with this team, and how do they achieve it? We want to know from you. 248-539-9797. Can this team, is the ceiling just making the playoffs, but they can't win a playoff game? They just are too young or not talented enough to win a playoff game? Is the ceiling for this team actually, can they make a playoff run? Can they make the playoffs and make a playoff run? That is a question that I debate in my own head, because I do think, yeah, they can make a playoff run. And it's because I've seen them beat a team that they could match up with. Now, they didn't do it at home. But I feel the same way if they only played Minnesota once, and it was at Minnesota, and they lost the way they did. And the answer is yes. The Lions were 1 play away. Now, I don't want to give them credit for being 1 play away from beating Minnesota, but in the months that have followed that Minnesota game, do I think the Detroit Lions have found that 1 play? You're damn right. They have found that 1 play. Now, that 1 play, if it needs to be made by Jared Goff, I think he can make it. If that 1 play needs to be made by the defense, you're damn right I think they can make it. So, you know, the whole idea that the moral victory, and not moral victory, but they were legitimately 1 play away from winning that Minnesota game, and they didn't. And in the months that preceded, I would argue that the Lions, months that have followed, I'd argue that the Lions have grown more than the Vikings. And I would argue that the Lions have found that 1 play. Okay, so I've convinced myself that the ceiling for this team is to not only make the playoffs, but win a playoff game. It is somewhat dependent upon the matchup. I'd absolutely rather play Minnesota than San Francisco. And trust me, I'm not saying Minnesota doesn't stand a chance, okay? I'm not saying that. But it's clear to me that if the Lions played Minnesota at Minnesota, the Lions could absolutely win that game. Like, does anybody doubt that? Ken, do you doubt it? Can the Lions beat Minnesota at Minnesota?
No, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the obvious answer. I mean, if you're asking what the ceiling is, we're all going to cop out for the most part. Be like, well, if they play Minnesota, they can win a playoff game. If they got to go to San Francisco, highly unlikely.
Okay, so then in the
I don't want to say highly unlikely, just unlikely.
I'm going to ask a question that I really should know the answer to. And I think I do know the answer to. But it's a little embarrassing. If the Lions, as the 7th seed, beat Minnesota, they would then go to Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
That's locked in. They reseed essentially after the first. Okay, I was pretty sure that was the case. This hasn't really pertained to us since we went to 17.
Yeah, we'll worry about it when we get there.
Yeah. Could they beat Philadelphia in Philly?
I like their chances against Philly and Philly more than in San Francisco. I'll tell you that much.
Do you really?
I do. I'm scared as hell of the Niners, and I don't care if Brock Purdy's back there. He actually looks pretty damn good. That defense, like what Kyle Shanahan can do on offense, they are very, very dangerous, the Niners. They're probably the only more dangerous team right now streaking or heading into the playoffs than if the Lions were to get in.
No, so this is interesting to me because you at the beginning of the year picked Philly to win the NFC.
And Jalen Hurts to be the MVP.
Yeah.
But, I mean, those are before the season even starts predictions.
Yeah, no, which is fine. Yeah, but you at this point think San Francisco's more dangerous than Philly. And the other thing with Philly is the variable there is Hurts. Okay, so the question for the people at 248-539-9797, and this is, everybody's got their own feelings about it, but my question is, what's this team's ceiling, and what needs to happen to get there? Okay? What needs to happen for them to get there? So I think the Lions can win a playoff game, win 2 playoff games, actually. I think that's their ceiling. But there is something I think that needs to happen for them to get there. I think there's 2 things. We'll get to that today at 11:18. Bunch of phone calls and feedback. 248-539-9797. You tell us, what do you think their ceiling is and what do they need to do to get there? Hey, Santa Barkley is back, and this year he's given new FanDuel customers exactly what you asked for. Unwrap the gift of a no-sweat first bet, up to $2,500 back in free bets when you sign up with the promo code DOUG. It's up to $2,500 back if your first bet doesn't win. Now's the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot. The app is easy to use. They're always giving you great promotions, and when you win, you get paid instantly. What I like most about the FanDuel Sportsbook app is it's easy to use, easy to understand, easy to navigate. It's great for first-time users. When you win, you get paid fast. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. And get into the holiday spirit with a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500 back in free bets from Santa Barkley when you sign up with the promo code DOUG. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Hi, I'm your unused PTO. It's almost the end of the year, and if you don't put me on a timesheet, I will be gone forever. Use me or lose me. Let's get away.
It's getaway time. Get our best deals of the season on a new Hyundai. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days, and $500 bonus cash on select vehicles. Hurry to your local Hyundai dealer now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends 1/3/23. Call 1-562-314-4603 for complete offer details.
Mostly cloudy skies, high of 31 today.
Weather brought to you by Pfizer and BioNTech. This fall, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Learn more and schedule your updated booster at vaccines.gov.
It's Michigan versus TCU week on 97.1 The Ticket. Stay up to date on the latest news and matchups as the team prepares for the big game against TCU. Winner advances to Los Angeles on January 9th. Michigan versus TCU week brought to you by Sarah Whalen Chevrolet.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
Balls Podcast with Pat Caputo. Get it on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Happy holidays, everybody. Got Karsh getting around today. 248-539-9797. So, spent much of the first hour talking about National Signing Day. Shifting gears to the NFL here a little bit. What is the ceiling for this Lions team, and what do they need? What needs to get better for them to achieve it, right? I mean, look, where is there more to give, I guess, if you will? We've seen them play pretty consistently well. You know, it does date back to last year, the end of last year, specifically offensively, and the defense has gotten better and better and better, but where is there more to give? I think that the ceiling is 2 playoff wins. It's based on who they would play. I think what needs to happen is they need to face Minnesota and they need to face Philly with an injured Jalen Hurts. Okay, now that's injuries can change everything, but the reason it's applicable here is because Jalen Hurts indeed is injured right now. They're expecting, it's Gardner Minshew, right, to start this weekend in Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're expecting him to start, but they haven't ruled out Jalen Hurts. Who knows what direction that's going to go. But I think that door has swung open a little bit for a team to potentially walk through an upset, you know, a minded team that would walk through to the NFC Championship game. And, yeah, they haven't even made the playoffs yet. I get it. But we're talking about the ceiling, right? Gang, you think the ceiling is...
1 playoff win, and it's got to be Minnesota.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, like, this is the cop-out answer. We're both giving out the schedule as well as just the ceiling to get there, you know? Minnesota, we just know, and we've seen with our own eyes, literally they can beat Minnesota. They played well when they played in Minnesota. And Minnesota has been flying so close to the sun all year long. They have had 2 miracle wins this year. I take nothing away from their record. They are what they are. But the eye test tells you they're vulnerable. Their defense has been porous of the last 4 or 5 weeks, right? You can definitely throw on them. Road games usually scare me with this Lions team, but that's a dome game. All right, so Jared Goff and the receivers and that old line and Swift and Williams, they can put up points inside the, they don't even play in the Metrodome anymore. Where they play Target Field.
That place.
Yeah, exactly. But
whatever it's called.
Yeah, so I'm not scared about that.
Looks like an art gallery. Not that there's relevant information to this conversation, but yes, from the outside it looks like an art museum.
Yeah, so we're picking and choosing. Yeah, I'd say they can win against the Vikings, and then they can give Philly a tough game. I don't think they can beat Philly, but I already told you, I think I'm more scared of the Niners, so give me Philly.
Okay, so, and what do they need from their football team to reach that ceiling?
So, I think they need something pretty, I don't want to say dramatic, but something definitely from the offensive defensive side of it. I'm going to go with defense, okay? Defensively, the secondary needs to be shored up. Kirby Joseph needs to be that playmaking safety that he was when he got inserted into the lineup. Fumble recoveries, forced fumbles, interceptions. I think we feel pretty confident with Jeff Okudah in that side of the field, okay? Jerry Jacobs has come on a little bit, but you saw, even Zach Wilson didn't have a good game. He was able to put up some numbers. There was 50-50 balls that the Lions were losing. They weren't 50-50 balls. They were 0-100, you know, in the end. Mike Hughes, I thought he's gotten better in that Vikings game. Every time that Justin Jefferson, he was on him, Justin Jefferson, he does this to everybody, but he was targeted, he got a catch. I'm still concerned about the secondary. The front four has shown so much that I think they've helped mask some of the deficiencies in the back end still. The back end still scares me a little bit. I need, I guess, more turnovers and playmakers in the back end. So secondary is one thing they can definitely improve on to help reach their ceiling.
Okay, so I think the ceiling, I think they can get more from Jameson Williams moving forward and become even better offensively. And, you know, I've always correlated Jameson Williams' timeline with George Pickens' timeline. George Pickens, when he was healthy quicker than Jameson Williams. His injury happened earlier. He got back on the field in the college season. It was his 4th game in the NFL where he really took off. Jameson Williams is about to play his 4th game in the NFL. I'm not sure it's a relevant comparison, but I do think there's something to be said for getting used to the NFL speed, getting used to, what the expectation is, what it's like to play in an NFL game. So I'm kind of hoping that by the end of this season, and to help them reach the ceiling, Jameson Williams becomes more of a regular part of the Lions offense. 248-539-9797. Let's get to your phone calls. What do you think the ceiling is, and how do they get there? Chad's in Troy. He's on 97.1. Hi, Chad.
Hey, Doug. Hey, King. How you guys doing?
What's up?
I think that the ceiling's going to be Super Bowl. If you're predicting they're going to get in, then it's anybody's game. I think at that point, especially with the NFC, the way it is right now, and like you guys said, you're predicting 2 playoff wins as a ceiling, let's say. If you think they can get 2, that means they can get to the Super Bowl. That's honestly, if you think they can get 2, that means they can get there. So if you say, hey, the ceiling gets to the playoffs, then yeah, okay, then well, it doesn't say much, but and what they need from their team is definitely the secondary to tighten up. They need to hold teams to field goals, not touchdowns, and that includes San Francisco if they were to face them. Because I think that their offense is going to hang with San Francisco or anybody else in those situations. So it's just going to be a matter of what the defense is able to do and not live off turnovers. Those are nice, but they're going to have to hold people to field goals.
So the Lions defense currently ranks 28th in the NFL in red zone touchdown percentage. So when and you mentioned hold teams to field goals, that's why I'm getting to that. I think this is actually it's a really important statistic. Now what I don't have, so the last 3 games, now this is interesting, I do have the last 3 games, opponents have been held to touchdowns on 50% of their red zone trips. So for the entire season, when opponents enter the Lions red zone, they score touchdowns 65% of the time. Last 3 games, that's down to 50%. I have to go back and look and see and do more of a deep analysis of how much better it's gotten as the year has gone on, how bad it was early and how much better it's gotten as the year has gone on. But it's definitely better than it was, because it was, let's face it, we were talking about a potentially historically bad defense at the beginning of this year, and now they're more than serviceable.
Yeah, look, they're getting sacks, and they're winning the turnover battle, right?
Yep.
Look at James Houston. All he does is get sacks.
Yep.
You're right. He's going to catch up to Hutch.
He might.
This is crazy, and he just started playing like a week ago. It seems like
he might lead the NFL rookies in sacks and play half the damn season.
So when you start getting pressure from both sides, right, and then that you win the turnover battle, the opponent's scoring is going down. You look at this when they went from 1-6 to 6-1. The offense has kind of always held their own a little bit. They were scoring a lot. They scored against the Eagles. They scored against the Seahawks, but their defense wasn't there. Once the defense was able to help out the offense, and you don't have to be the Ravens defense of 2000 or pick any great defense. You just got to be timely, and you got to make plays when necessary, and that's what they've been doing.
248-539-9797. Derek is next. What's up, Derek?
What's going on, guys? You all right today?
We're doing great, thank you.
Look, I've been a Lions fan for 100 years.
A long time.
You sound great. You sound great for your age, Derek.
Hey, thanks a lot. I don't drink anymore. But I just want to say this. First of all, I think I still need one guy. I think because of the fact, and Kane said it the best, our secondary is not that good. They're going to be. They have shown signs of improvement that I thought they would never show this year, especially when we started early. But I just don't think if we get to the second round against Philly, against Brown and Smith, those are killers. I just don't see us being able to stop them in that second round. However, things have to be talked about. Hurts getting hurt maybe, but I believe he'll be healthy enough to play the Lions in the second round. What do you think?
Yeah, probably. I think you're probably right.
Yeah, but the thing about it, though, it's great that we're talking about it. I can see, too, only if the secondary just clowned. I mean, if they shut Brown down, you got a chance. I mean, when you're playing Philly, you got a chance. If you shut that cat down, he's a monster, like I said. If we could find a way to shut him down, you'll get to. If not, it's a long day.
Derek, you're probably more right than wrong, and I appreciate your take on this. I mean, I said what needs to have him reach their ceiling. I said, well, if Jalen Hurts doesn't play, and it could be a factor because he is technically currently injured, and sometimes these things are more serious than anybody wants to let on, and that's, I guess, what I'm hoping for, which sounds really bad to hope for somebody to be seriously hurt. And for people just turn on the radio and go, why are you guys even talking about beating Philly in the playoffs? We're talking about what is the Lions' ceiling. What's their ceiling? What's the best you could see them doing, and what has to happen for them to get there? 248-539-9797. It's Carson Anderson, Gator Out Today, 97.1.
97.1, the ticket. Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. New COVID-19 boosters designed for recent Omicron variants are now available. Learn about eligibility and schedule a free updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Southfield wants to help make your holiday season a little brighter by offering employee pricing to everyone on the Ram 1500 Bighorn now through the end of the year. During the Big Finish sales event, you can get into a new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn starting at only $239 a month. With over 500 in-stock or incoming vehicles, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for your needs at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Southfield. Visit us online at ChryslerDodgeJeepRamofSouthfield.com. Happy holidays.
When the holidays come around and the snow begins to fall, we appreciate the beauty of the Michigan winter and the fun of holiday instants from the Michigan Lottery. There's Tinseltown, Merry Money times 12, cashing through the snow, and the perfect gift with top prizes up to $500,000. And for an even happier holiday, play new $6 million jackpot with over $300 million in total prizes. Light up the season. Play in-store and online at MichiganLottery.com. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Coming to Peacock.
Fellas, I'm getting married.
From the creator of The Best Man and The Best Man Holiday.
Come with us to Quinn's wedding. Guaranteed to put a smile on your face.
And executive producer of Insecure.
They want to make unfinished business into a movie.
That book caused a lot of drama. Get your popcorn ready.
It's just like old times, only better. The Best Man, The Final Chapters. A new limited series streaming December 22nd, only on Peacock.
Let's get lit!
The Wine Garden St. Clair Shores is your destination for everything from single-barrel bourbon to fine wine and cigars. On Harbor, south of 9.
Come see me, Big Tony.
The Wine Garden. In the heart of District Detroit, on the second floor of Hockeytown, it's Detroit's premier broadcast studio, Music Town Detroit. Catch interviews with the biggest stars in music. Hear the latest in news and sports. It's all inside Music Town Detroit. MusicTownDetroit.com.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health
Starting
insurance,
route
call
to 1910 Lockhaven Road. Head north on Inkster Road.
97.1 The Ticket, 2022 winner of the National Association of Broadcasters Marconi Radio Award for Sports Station of the Year.
97.1
get the tickets.
Correct.
The first thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me is finding a Christmas tree. The second thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me, rigging up the lights and finding a Christmas
The Coach Gator ad today, Carson Anderson, 248-539-9797. Great to be with you on a Wednesday. Getting close. I got most of my shopping done yesterday, Kang. I was very proud of myself. I felt like it's kind of a wrap. I think I'm prepared. This isn't last minute, is it? That was the 20th, you think? 20th is last minute?
Do you consider the week leading up to Christmas last minute shopping?
No.
When do you consider it?
Friday.
The day before Christmas Eve?
Yes.
Like if you got until then, otherwise you are, that is truly last minute shopping.
I'd be intrigued if there's any guys out there, and I say guys because, it's kind of on brand for us, that hasn't bought a thing yet and still has their shopping to do. And the other thing that's weird is, and this is kind of a deep end of the pool, like, I don't know if I should be doing this. I think I should. I really do try and support local businesses, brick and mortar stores. But my God, it's so convenient to order stuff off of Amazon. It's so convenient. And like yesterday, I was looking for something that I could get at a Best Buy or order off Amazon. And I was like, I'm gonna go into Best Buy. But
no, I'm an online guy only for the most part, yeah. And unless it's a mom and pop shop, but like, if you can order any big company has an online presence, right?
Yep.
Dude, I went in, you do this too. The only time I really go in is to return something, right?
Yep.
The wife gives me something, hey, I got to return.
Yep.
Go to Kohl's to reserve, because you could return Amazon stuff there,
Yep.
And other places.
We are living parallel lives, my friend.
It just makes me realize how much I hate people. No, honestly, man, I'm like, and it only takes one. It's not a lot of people, but it takes one or two person just kind of ruin my experience there. I'm like, this is why I just shop online. I have the wife do it, because it's just, everyone's kind of a jerk, and not everyone say I did it again. Some people are jerks, and some people just think the world revolves around them, and it kind of ruins my whole experience of just being out.
I ran the risk of being that guy that everybody